Man, I tell you, Bill, it's been just an absolute honor and a pleasure to have you come sit and spend the time and tell us about your career and share all of your stories. I know you have a million more. I could
Oh, yeah.
could unpack them for days. But is there anything else you'd like to share before we wrap it up?
No, I think the biggest part is if this can help any veteran anywhere, then it was worth my trip here to sit and talk to you. You're a very good interviewer, I might add.
Oh, I appreciate
I really, it was tough coming home. It was tough coming home, and I had things wrong with me. I had anger, but I didn't know I had anger, and I didn't really have anybody to talk to deeply about it. So I did a lot of drinking and the other things that come along with drinking.
Yeah.
And now it's a better place for these guys that are coming home. But what confounds me is this suicide. What is going on in their minds? And I'm not saying anybody has the right to take their lives, but the guys that came home from Vietnam being treated like borderline criminals and mass murderers, those guys, I could say, understand a lot more than what's going on now. I don't have any insight into that.
Yeah. I mean, I've had so many different guests on that we've talked about this, and I've known guys who have taken their own lives from kind of the current generation of military veterans, a number of them. And admittedly, like I don't understand it. I've never had doubts, questions, thoughts of that whatsoever. I mean, and not even close. Like that prospect has never entered my mind, and I continue to be baffled by it. However, I would say that and all the people that I've talked to and trying to get my arms around it and understand, okay, I don't understand it. How can I try better to understand it to, ideally help combat it? Is that I think, when a lot of these guys get to a point where their entire adult lives, they have been someone who's been contributing to helping, saving, protecting. They've been net positive members of society. Their identity tends to be wrapped into that brand and that persona of, especially with special operations, but military wide, is that there's an identity there. It's not a job. It's a lifestyle. It's a persona. It's really who you are. And when you remove that, and then it starts to go downhill, it avalanches and continues to go. And I think a lot of these guys get to the point where they feel like they've become the issues that they're experiencing and the struggles that they have become such a burden to the people that they love that it's like a final act of selflessness, of saying, like, I'm tired of being, a burden to you, and I'm gonna take my own life to remove that from you. And I think that's the gist of it, and it's heartbreaking. Because, a lot of times you hear, I mean, it kind of gets me a little emotional even talking about it because I've known guys. But, I think a lot of times it gets talked about as being selfish. Is that, hey, like when people commit suicide, it's like such a cowardly, selfish act. And, and while everybody is welcome to their opinion, like I can't imagine any of the people who have done it have been doing it out of selfishness. It's the opposite. It's selflessness, because they don't, like, they see the impact that they're having on loved ones and family members and feel like, God, this guy's calling again, or he showed up again and he needs money or a couch to sleep on or whatever. And like he's wearing the people that he loves the most out, and they're tired of doing it. I think that's what it is. Now, how do you combat that and reframe that perspective or get them to reframe that perspective internally? I think is being a better friend, a better uncle, a better nephew, a spouse, whatever is don't let them feel like they're a burden if you really want to help them, because I really do think that's my theory on the biggest reason why you see so much of it.
What a waste.
It is. I mean, it's heartbreaking. Like I said, I can't imagine ever being in that position, no matter how bad things have ever been or felt or or whatever. That's just never presented itself as an option in my mind, But anyway, amazing interview. One of my favorites, no doubt about it.
Oh, thank you.
An absolute honor to sit here with you.